Alright, this is day 207 of me trying to create the next Harry Potter level book series. So, you can probably tell that it's a bit darker outside than I usually do, like when I do the videos, or maybe you don't tell at all, but at least I've started documenting or like making this video after I've written. So I just got done with writing, and it's a little more better because I can remember more clearly what I actually did. So it's more beneficial for the documentation video. J.K. Rowling spent 17 years building her Harry Potter, and I set a 10-year goal. So it's, in my case, I think it's very important to have a very solid routine, which is very disciplined, but still has that you don't lose that spark, you don't lose that curiosity in building the book series or building the book or whatever you're doing. So for what I did today, I wrote probably about 500 words. Since I have my PC and my MacBook open, I could actually show you. So the thing I've been wondering about like most, the question I've been struggling with is what my opening sequence will be, like what will my opening chapter be. I thought of Harry Potter because I know Dumbledore, Professor McGonagall, Hagrid delivered Harry in the opening chapter, and I wonder like how, because they also like or she made us understand that something funny was going on, something magical was about to happen, something abnormal. And I want to have that same bit of effect within my own opening chapter. So I just kind of like tested out whether Roman, for example, in this case, whether does the opening chapter start with Roman doing something in a scene, etc. Does it start with him, being inside his room, and then it's more of like a monologue inside him, or do I start with a completely different character? And I tried a different character called Cole Mercer, which I can show you here. I'm gonna show you all of it, but I started here. Here I started on the Cole Mercer character opening sequence, and a little above here, and down to here, I did Roman. So it probably became about 500 words altogether. But yeah, I think it's very important to not restrict oneself, especially when you're trying to do something creative. Yeah, so that's what I did for today. At the end, I also, as I've been saying in like previous documentation videos, I've been trying to do a split between what George R. Martin did and what J.K. Rowling did. So I always start now with writing or trying to draft scenes as George R. Martin did, and then solving creative problems that surface to my mind while I'm writing and drafting. Then I go more J.K. Rowling's route, and I start to like world build. I have, for example, a notebook here where I just write down all of like the different questions or things I might have to research and that kind of stuff. And that's what I do for like maybe the last 30 minutes. I always have a 90-minute block now of like dedicated time for the book series. So for the last 30 minutes there, I just did some research. I researched gardening tools, which is a thing I have been thinking about for a long time, because Roman Elias Mercer, my main character, he lives in a house in England which has a garden, and I know there will be a few scenes where they're in the garden, so I have to understand the terminology, which happens in the garden. And I find that quite fun, to be honest. I'm Norwegian, I like the English language, and I enjoy learning new English words and expanding like my vocabulary in fictional writing as well. It gives me the ability to be able to describe more things precisely. Yeah. So that's what I did at the end. So that's basically my entire 90-minute block for what I did today. I'm still trying to figure out what the opening sequence will actually be. But that might just come around when I built the world I'm trying to build more thoroughly in details. So yeah, one more day into a very long journey. Take care.